This video is going to be looking at using Google Sheets. Now, this is a very specific program, as it's a spreadsheet program. Probably not a lot of you would be using this, but for those of you who are using this, I hope you do have some experience using spreadsheets on a computer. Would make it a little bit easier. If you're starting with this on your phone, good luck, because it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, as the program is limited and the program is really very specific to certain courses. So again, I'm going to go into that Google folder and I'm going to open up Google Sheets, which is a spreadsheet program. So it's primarily used for sorting data, analyzing data, used for businesses, used for you can use it for science fair, for calculating data and creating charts. So we're going to get into that, and again, similar to the other Google programs, when you get in there, you can look at what you've already created, or you can create a new one with a little plus down at the bottom. And I'm going to open up the untitled one. This is just a blank spreadsheet. So again, primarily this is used for entering and manipulating data. So as far as that goes, the one on your phone works just fine. If you click on a cell, you can put in information, and then you can add in, which is what it's primarily used for, adding in data. So we can start with some numbers, add in 1 and 2. And so one of the things that it is able to do, which you can do on the computer as well, is you can autofill. If it sees a sequence that it understands that's probably going to be a sequence, then you can autofill, save you from having to type in those numbers over and over again. So if I go and I select the 1 and the 2, and then I continue down because I know I want to do a numbered list, and then if I click on that list and then go to the 3 dots, I can autofill, and it knows that, hey, look, you're doing a list. So it is able to do that. There are a lot of limitations on here. For example, normally when you would sort this data, so if I wanted to sort this data, and I click on the top of the column, and I want to click again and go into that and sort, it doesn't allow me to set a header row, which means that if you have a title at the top, it's going to become part of the sort, and there's no way to set it as a title or a header. So if I sort that, it is going to move, unfortunately, my title down to the bottom. So if you're going to sort data, I would recommend you not selecting the title in your selection. That way it'll sort it just the way you want to, with just the data that you want to, but it still will do the sorting. So where some of the other stuff is on here, again, there's not a lot on here, but the basics are there. So if you want to do an equation, you can click on the little FX button there, and that will allow you to go into the equations. It does seem to have all the equations that would normally be a part of Excel or Sheets. So I'm going to go to all, and I can go down. Let's say if I wanted to do a sum, probably should have searched for this. I think I can search. Let's go search sum. There we go. So a sum is your average, and if I want to go sum, and I want to go up and click on the first, and then click on the last in my category. That should allow me to sum, except it didn't, because it put a comma in there. So there we go. That should work now. There we go. So there's my sum. So it allows you to do those equations and calculations, enter in your data. It also allows you to do some of the things like merge cell. If you wanted to merge cells together, which sometimes you do in here. So down at the bottom, again, you can copy and paste things, but then at the bottom there is the text functions. And then there is the merge button in the middle there, which allows you to merge or stick a bunch of cells together. And then some of the other basic things, like you can adjust how you want the borders to look. If you want to have borders in there. Up at the top there is the plus menu, allowed to add in things. So you can add in charts, you can add in images, and then you can insert rows and columns up there. And then, of course, you can manipulate your text, change to different fonts, different sizes, all that basic stuff that you would be able to do in any word processing or spreadsheet program. So the functionality is a little bit limited, but it can do the basics of what you would need to do. And again, hopefully this is not how you're learning to do spreadsheets for the first time. And if you were going to be using this program, hopefully you have some background in using spreadsheet programs. But if not, good luck. It can do the basics, and hopefully you'll have some help when you're trying to work on this.